So today has just been an absolutely crazy day of NBA basketball. And the New York Knicks balling. And Jalen Brunson is 100% proving me wrong. Still stand by he's not a top 5 player, but maybe he's a lot closer to that than I initially thought he was. Before we get on, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers as quickly as possible, and we're going to be uploading more basketball content than pretty much anywhere else. And again, once we get monetized and I can put my full effort into this channel, it'll be even more than you guys think. So the New York Knicks played in the early game today. One of the great things about the early games is, as like being somebody from Europe, I could watch. I was actually able to watch the game because it wasn't at an ungodly hour for me. But obviously, it's a situation where the games are very, very early if you're in the States, especially if you're on the West Coast. But the New York Knicks and the Philadelphia 76ers, these Knicks fans, I'll stand by it, they're the best fans in basketball. They completely took over. That might as well have been a home game for the New York Knicks. Look behind me, lads. There's videos of them literally like stamping on all the like Will Chamberlain Memorial stuff that came out, like they got for the game. It's wild, absolutely wild. But that may as well have been a game in New York. They're going back to New York for Game 5, about a gentleman sweep them, and I can't lie, after the BS that happened in Game 3, I'm happy that the Knicks are winning this. Also, Joel Embiid. What is, like, Joel Embiid literally, he literally spent a game, like, trying to hurt people. And what does he do today? Like, 3 or 4 dirty plays again, like, I can't remember the last time I've seen a player this dirty other than Draymond Green. I just get away with it. And Draymond Green has never gotten away with it, if you get me. Like, nobody has ever just said, oh yeah, Draymond Green's in the right. Like, we know Draymond Green's a dirty player. But like, Embiid has just somehow dodged that reputation. And, I mean, coming out of these playoffs, that's the one thing people are going to remember from him is the dirty plays. And even after a 50-point Game 3, Joel Embiid stunk it up in the fourth quarter. He had 1 point, I think. Did he? I don't think he definitely didn't make a field goal. It's like a bunch of turnovers, and then one of the biggest possessions in the game, he tries to foul bait instead of scoring a layup. Joel Embiid tried to foul bait instead of making a layup. And the 76ers, weird end to the game. Like, Kyle Lowry intentionally missed a free throw, and neither of the two Sixers players on the 3-point line were going for the ball. And if they just ran for the ball, they would have probably got it. It was just, the sooner this like era of the Sixers is over, the better. They're just perennial losers. It just doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what team they have players wise. It doesn't matter what coach they have. They're just perennial losers. That's the only thing I can say, is they're never going to win. It's punishment for the process. It's punishment for, like, teams have tanked before, and like teams have almost tanked like as egregiously as the Sixers, like the Thunder did for years. Even though obviously, like, sorry, it wasn't as long as the Sixers. The Sixers only tanked for 2014, 15, and 16. Like, they tanked for 3 years. They just called it the process. But then teams realized, oh, maybe this is a good idea. So, you know what? It's punishment for that. It's punishment for that, what Sam Hinkie did. Like, there's still, like, karma. I don't believe that much in karma, but if I'm a Sixers fan, I'm believing in karma, because that's the only thing that I can think of. It's the only reason for them just losing time after time after time again. Either way, fair play to Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson with 47 points and 10 assists. An unbelievable game for him. The best game of his career. He stepped up big time, and he's a guy who is a playoff riser. No question about it. Is he a top 15 player in the NBA? Probably. Honestly, like, I never thought I was going to say that. I thought, okay, cool. This is a guy that he's had his Isaiah Thomas year, and I still think to an extent this is an Isaiah Thomas type run. But at the same time, Brunson's that guy. Brunson's really that guy. I think that him going to New York was the best thing he ever did. I think it was also one of the best things for Dallas, because I think Kyrie Irving fits a little bit better with Luka, with just the way he plays. And just in general, I think Kyrie is a tiny bit better a player than Jalen Brunson, but it's very close. I think Brunson, his trajectory's up. Brunson's in the perfect situation in New York, getting to play with his college, playing in New York, being able to play under the lights. His dad's involved with the franchise, playing basically with half of his college team, and is without question the standout player. The best guard that the New York Knicks have had since Walt Frazier. What a freaking player. And is he do I think he's a top 5 player in the NBA? No, but is him being called top 5 overrating him more than anyone else in the league? Probably not, honestly. Probably not at this stage. I think rating someone 7 or 8 spots higher than they probably are isn't crazy. We've seen it. But yeah, it's a crazy game. Brunson proving me wrong. I don't think calling him the most overrated player is accurate anymore. Maybe. We'll see. He did stink it up for 2 games in the playoffs, but still, you can't have a game like that and still be in that conversation. However, we still do need to calm it down. Like, they're probably going to make the Eastern Conference Finals, and they're probably going to lose in 5 to Boston. And Boston, I think, lose. Boston, if Boston get more than 2 games in the NBA Finals, I will be shocked. I will be absolutely shocked. The East is bad this year. But yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. New York, you're probably going through to round 2.